Hello everyone, this is a quick review of the E46 M3 that I am selling. I'm going to do a quick walk around of it, then we'll do the interior, the engine bay, all that stuff. Just going to give you a quick run around the car real fast. Very super clean car. I've never driven it in the snow. I've had it for about 10 years here in Connecticut and never a daily driver. Always garaged, maintained. Like I said, it's never seen snow ever. I never drove this car in the winter or the rain. Very rarely driven it altogether. Really, I think I probably put less than 5,000 miles on it since I've had it for 10 years, and that's being honest. Probably 5,000 or 6,000 miles I've put on this car. Very super clean. Not really, I mean, from 10-20 feet away the car is almost perfect looking, but if you get up close you can see like there's obviously some road rash, just, you know, normal stuff that you're gonna get from the road. There's this here, obviously this is like aftermarket bumper. This is probably glue or something from this vent that they put in afterwards. They just did a kind of a half job. It's not that great. This crack, let's see if we can focus in on the crack on the bumper, or just a chip I should say. You know, just some little road chips, nothing major. The car's got 175,000 miles on it, so this type of stuff is going to be normal. But from, like I said, from like 20 feet away this car looks mint. Take a look at that. Get up close on the hood. You can't really tell, but the hood, nothing major going on with the hood. I recently did this summer all new cross drill rotors, clean up the calipers. The calipers are painted gold. I also did the conversion. I put studs and got rid of the original bolt type lug nuts, so I got there's studs on here. These lightweight lug nuts. Front tires are in excellent shape. Maybe I'll show them at the end of the video. I'll turn the wheel or something, but the front tires are in great shape. The rear tires, probably get another season out of them. They're not the best, but they've got some life left. Now these wheels are painted. These are OEM factory. These are M3, the 19-inch. I don't know which version they're called, but they're 19-inch. And they were plasti dipped when I got them, so I had them sandblasted and then painted. These are actually painted. They're not powder coated. Like a metallic colored face, like a charcoal metallic, and then the inners are like a flat black painted. And they painted the center caps too because they were kind of rough condition, but you could always change that. And black grills, Fender grills, nothing too crazy done to it. It's just very tasteful mods, a lot of tasteful mods. These are LED taillights that are not factory; those are aftermarket, and they do show up as an error on the dashboard when the car's on. I'll show you that in a minute. Trunk, I'll show you this in a second. Clean trunk, everything's there. You got the toolkit stuff there. The tow hook is included, but it's, for some reason they don't put it in that toolkit on the trunk. Remember one time I was looking for that tow hook, I couldn't find it. Tow hook is right there. And these pieces here, in this box is going to be replacement OEM. These are factory BMW parts. Trim, window trim that I'll show you in a minute that this car needs. Right here, quarter glass trim, all cracked. The driver ones are fine, or the front doors I should say. So these are all cracked. So there's a replacement set of those. I just never put them on. It's kind of a hassle. You have to pop the windows out. Just never got around to it. So there's those, and then there is the. I put ECS differential urethane bushings this past summer. The two main ones, and then this is the third one that kind of goes in the front of the diff housing, which doesn't really need to it doesn't need to be replaced, but I mean if you wanted to go back and redo it, you could. I didn't see any problem with the stock one, so I just left it. but that's included. No big deal, right? There you go. Factory exhaust. Nice shape. This is actually a carbon fiber piece. I don't know what that's called. The splitter lower bumper piece. You can see it's carbon fiber. I don't know if it'll show up, but there it is. It is carbon fiber. But this top section has kind of been painted. Go back around. We'll do the interior real fast. Door panels. Clean door panels. These have been changed. This is just like a fake suede Alcantara type material. It's been wrapped on that. Elbow piece. This has all been painted like a charcoal metallic to match the wheels. Let me pull that out. All the dash trim's kind of been painted the same color. Dash trim. Which actually, all this stuff looks really good in person. You might see it and think that it's kind of got some issues, but that's the way it's supposed to be. With all the little bumps and stuff. If you see it in person, you'll understand. The center console makes a little more sense. See, all this stuff is kind of raised. And that's how this was. And then repainted over with the charcoal gray. Everything works in the car. Air conditioning, CD, all that stuff. And you got some wear on the center elbow rest, armrest. And there. And the seat, the driver's seat's got some wear, excessive wear. And biggest crack in the middle, some lumbar wear. Not a huge, it's not a huge deal, but I like to show everything. There you go. There's this. Just in case if you're wondering. This car is originally from Florida. If you look it up, it's never seen snow ever in its life. It's originally from Florida, and then it spent some time in I want to say Virginia, and then it came up here to Connecticut with me about 10 years ago. Everything's clean, nice and clean, super clean car. Alright, let's see, I'm going to start this thing up. It starts up fine. I mean, there's no mechanical problems with this car at all. Sometimes the check engine light, or the service engine light comes on, which is, it goes on and off sometimes. It's weird. From the code that I've gotten, it's the Vano solenoid issue that these cars have with the solder breaking off on the circuit board. If you look it up, you can figure out what I'm talking about, but pretty minor issue. I mean, it should be replaced. It's not a big deal. Or you can send your solenoid out to that, I think it's called Basin or something like that, the company, and they open it up and they resolder all the connections in there, and it's supposed to clear it up. So I'm just giving that info right now. Let me start this thing up, and let me see if I can get it neutral, one-handed. Okay, so there you go. The mileage 174 and a half, about 175. And if you go to any BMW dealership or call any BMW dealership and give them the VIN code, they will give you service records of this car, which it had the lower connecting rod bearings replaced already. It was about 49,000 and change, so I'd say about 50,000 miles they were replaced. I want to say in Florida. So, it's got that done. You don't have to worry about the rod bearings, having to do those. And the airbag recalls have been done on this car as well. There you go. Starts up. This car, it runs mint. I'm not even gonna lie. It's always been changed. The oil's always been changed at 5,000 miles. The right oil's always been put in. Mechanically, this car's, there's nothing wrong with it. See, the service engine light is on, actually. It goes on and off. What are you gonna do about it? It's just the way it is. And like I said, the LED taillights aren't factory, so these air lights will come on. You can always get those replaced, put the factory ones in or whatever. So that's that. I'll show you the engine. It does have a sunroof, which works. Everything works. The rear windows work. Side windows work. Mirrors work, everything works, air conditioning works, radio works, all that stuff works. Let's show the motor. It also has a set of aftermarket like angel eyes that the previous owner had installed. Looks pretty good. That solenoid that I'm talking about with the solder issue is this piece here, this block, this aluminum block here. Underneath that there's like a plastic cover with a circuit board in there, and the solder connections there, they get old and they start to crack and they stop making a really good connection. So it shows that there's a service engine error. I forgot the code, but if you look it up, it's a pretty common issue. They open that up and they resolder it, and it's good to go after that. Clean engine bay. No real mods in here, just a drop-in air filter, replacement air filter. But that's it. And if you've noticed, there is no factory strut bar on this car. This is the way I got it. I guess they sold the factory one and they had like an aftermarket one from eBay or something, and I ended up getting rid of that too. So this car doesn't have unfortunately it doesn't have a strut bar. I'll take it for a little ride in a minute. Just a few other things I wanted to talk about on this car. Let's shut it down real fast. Okay, so this car, when I first bought this car, it was lowered extremely low on coilovers, which I ended up getting rid of, and right now it's sitting on just the factory struts. It has factory struts and iBox springs. But when I first got this car, it was lowered really low, and it had bigger, wider wheels on it. So what they did, I didn't do this, so what they did is they kind of cut out this inner lip. I don't know if you can see this lip that's here, that's usually here. This lip is here, this is just undercoated black. But right here, starting here, they kind of cut this inner lip out. Okay. Focus in, they cut this inner lip out so that the tires wouldn't rub because it was so low. But it's done pretty nice actually. It's not hacked, and then it's all seam sealed and coated with undercoating and stuff, so there's no worries about getting water in there or rust or anything like that. So that was done, and then they rolled these fenders out a little bit just to make a little bit more room. I don't know if you can tell, but they're a little bit rolled outwards. I'll show you the other side too. You might be able to tell on this side a little bit more. I don't know. Yeah, maybe there's a little bit of a chip here too in the paint. It's been touched up. Kind of hard to tell. You don't even notice it, to be honest with you, but if you're really looking for it, you'll see it. But the fenders are rolled out, or the quarters are rolled out, and then these inner fenders are. I wish I could show a better. Let's see. You can see that where it's cut right there, and then all that metal has been cut. So if you want to get this car on coilovers and slam it, you can without having to worry about the tires rubbing. Put airbags on it, whatever you want to do. That stuff's all done. And then these fenders are fine. They never rubbed. The front ones never rubbed. So yeah, let's take it for a little. I'll take you for a little ride just to show you. Transmission's fine. Actually, this car, I replaced the clutch in this car last summer, or maybe it was 2 summers ago. Clutch was replaced, factory spec clutch, Satch clutch. You know, the flywheel was cut down. New transmission fluid was done. I had the old one flushed out. The new transmission fluid, I forgot what kind of fluid it was, but it was royal purple or something good like that. There's a check valve spring that was replaced that was broken in the transmission. It was opened up, it was gone through. Everything in the transmission looked fine. There was, let me see, what else did I have to replace? I think everything else was fine. The slave cylinder, the hydraulic slave cylinder was fine. Everything looked good. Oh, I did replace the the rear main seal. The rear main crank seal was replaced just because it wasn't leaking or anything, but I just figured since I was there, let's replace it. So we replaced the rear main crank seal. The CPV valve O-ring has been replaced, so that doesn't leak oil. That's like a common issue with these motors. The motor, there's no leaks. This car doesn't leak any oil. What else has been done to this thing before I forget? I think that's going to be it for mechanical stuff that I've done. I replaced the differential bushings this summer, the brakes, the rotors. I'm trying to think of what else I've done. So now the service engine light's off. So I don't know. It's that solenoid. It's not a huge deal. Like I said, I've never got around to changing it. It's probably like a couple $100 to get that thing replaced or repaired or whatever. You send it out to that company, Basin or Baseman or whatever it's called. They'll do it for you. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. The transmission's fine, everything shifts fine. I know it's SMG, a lot of people don't like it, but I've never had an issue with this car. Even though I haven't really driven it much, like I said, I probably put less than 10,000 miles on this car. But I've never had an issue with it, so I don't have anything bad to say about the SMG transmission. I mean, it takes a little bit of driving to get really used to it, but it's not a big deal. Alright, so this road has been paved recently. It's got like loose gravel. I might drive a little slow here. Just bear with me until I get to a main road. Shift's fine. Roll these up. Got plenty of power. Really nice car to just drive. This car, like I said, was on coilovers, and I just put the stock struts and a set of iBox springs on it, so it raised it up, and it probably does need to be aligned. I can tell that it needs an alignment. The steering wheel's just off just a little bit. When you're driving straight, you'll notice it, but not a huge big deal. Downshifts work. Yeah, so that's it. This is the car. Drives great. I'm gonna let it go on eBay. Hopefully, we can make a deal with somebody. There's gonna be my phone number in there. Make sure you watch the entire video. If you have any issues, just contact me, my cell phone or my eBay account, email or whatever. Car's in Connecticut. Stays in the garage, so you don't have to worry about it being outside. I'm flexible on the price. If you want to try to shoot me an offer or whatever, I'm kind of open to hear what you guys got to say about it. I'm in really no rush to sell it. I'd like to sell it, so I'm trying to upgrade to an F80 M3. So that's the only real reason why I'm trying to get rid of it. Other than that, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Send me any messages or texts if you have any interest. Appreciate you watching. And yeah, have a good one. Thanks for watching.